That's pretty wild. I can see where someone with ulnar wrist pain would really benefit from this because of just how much support it gives, especially with a weight bearing test. It just shows the difference.
Wrist pain. A lot of people suffer from that. What if I told you there was a pretty quick, easy, and simple way that you could potentially fix or at least improve your wrist pain? Kinesio tape. Just one little piece could do the trick, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. Alright, so first let me show you how to get to this from this. Alright, so first we're going to kind of fold our tape, something like that, where you have a good bit left over here. We're going to start cutting that folded section, and we're basically going to cut a small little rectangle out of this. If you're a therapist, you're probably going to be able to guess what we're kind of mimicking. So now you've got that rectangle shape in the middle of your tape. Then you're going to come to the other side of the tape, and we're going to cut just a little bit out of the middle. Just like so. Alright, so if you're a therapist, you probably realize that this looks very similar to a wrist widget. If you're unfamiliar with the wrist widget, this is a small little brace that is very good for ulnar wrist support or ulnar wrist pain. So that's kind of what we're mimicking when we're doing this tape. One reason you could try this tape versus going straight to this wrist widget would obviously be cost. If you're a therapist and you're wanting to try this on the patient before you make them buy it, or before you charge their insurance for it, or before you just give one away, you want to make sure that this is going to work. Kinesio tape or KT tape is a good way to test that. So again, this looks very similar to a wrist widget. You can see our tape and the wrist widget obviously very similar. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to act like Dylan's got some ulnar wrist pain. You can also tape this for midcarpal pain or midcarpal instability. So first we're just going to kind of tear off the back layer of the tape up at the top of your rectangle. I'm going to have Dylan kind of rested over the edge of the elevation pad just so I can get to it. And first we're just going to kind of lay that down right on the other side of the ulnar styloid. Really rub that in. That's zero stretch. Rub that in to activate the adhesive. Okay, after you have that rubbed in really well, we're going to start untaping sides of that rectangle there. I like to go ahead and get all the way down to the end, but leave a little bit so you can use that to pull when you're applying the stretch. Okay, so again, here we're going to pull about 50%. So that's 100. We're going to back off to about 50 and wrap that right around that wrist all the way to the other side. Really rub that in good. Go ahead and pull the rest of that off, and you can lay your longer pieces back around to give that a little extra support. It'll kind of go right on top of that tape. Same thing with your other side. So the good thing about this, you're getting good wrist support, but you're not losing any of the motion there either. Okay, so we've talked about the taping for the ulnar wrist pain or the midcarpal instability or midcarpal wrist pain. Sometimes this taping technique is just not enough for them. If that's the case, what I typically do is get two small pieces about like this and just taping right around that wrist. And for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to go right around what I've already taped on Dylan here. Okay, so we're just going to start with your patient's arm or wrist over the elevation pad, and we're going to take the piece. I've already torn the tape off of this. We're going to start this kind of right on that ulnar side, ulnar aspect of the wrist. Really rub that in good to help that stay. Okay, you're going to tear the majority of that off. Keep a little bit so that you can use that to pull, and we're going to put about 50% stretch around that wrist all the way to the other side, and then the piece that you're laying down last, of course, will not have any stretch on it. and of course rub that in to activate that adhesive. Sometimes that's enough for people. Sometimes it's not, and we go ahead and do one extra piece. So you can always keep that in mind and do that as well if needed. Wrist pain. What if I, nope.
What if I know?
Wrist pain. A lot of people have this and are suffering from this. What if I tell you?
Sorry.
That was my take. I knew it. I was going to have it. I'm just kidding.
I felt it coming. I was trying so hard.
Hey guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. We hope you learned something today and that this was helpful to you in some way.
So you know our goal for this channel, The Upper Hand, is to give you guys the upper hand as you seek to better understand conditions of the upper extremity and just all topics related to occupational therapy in general.
So please take a second out of your day, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel so that you can be sure that you're going to see all of our upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.